Ooh, yeah. Spreading with narrow tracks, why not? Okay, we will do this with GPS. Press that. Oh. Press that one. Auto width. Zoom out, find out where the width went over there. Course positioning. There's the little red line over this side. So round about there. Course width 24. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is... well, we're going to have to turn the offset off too. So, offset off. Offset. Off. And... go. Because the other reason for using GPS is when the crop's this high, it's difficult to tell where you've been and where you haven't. Now, I don't think this particular spreader should be used on a grown crop, considering it has incredibly wide wheels. I think in 19 the smaller Breedle has narrow wheel options, but this is wide only, so you really want to limit this to line. Lime or early spreading. If you happen to have a seeder that doesn't have fertilizer as an option. So, coming through to the edge of the field. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to handle a turn. Yeah, didn't think it was going to be happy. Because it turns too tightly, it will try and do a 180 on the path. Oops. You're currently trying to follow. Wheel tractors tend to be a little bit more I can't do 180 degrees in 0 feet, so I'll do the next row, and occasionally they'll skip a row because they just don't have the turn radius to do the row you want them to do. The first year running this farm I was using 6 metre equipment like the Medistat 600S. Similar for I didn't need cultivators, but any of the other equipment I was using was 6 metre equipment. And the issue with that is the Axion 940 can't do a U-turn in 12 metres. So it would do a tight turn out of the current row and then figure I can't make it for the next row, so it would skip a row, and you would do every other row going down the field, and then you'd have to reset it once you cross the entire field to do the missing rows in the middle. Now, once the first year was over and I could afford to buy some better equipment, I bought 12-metre equipment, which left me with something that the Axion could quite happily traverse. Okay, we're going to have to do this manually again. So, whoa, this thing does turn very tight. And now it's completely screwed, so slam the brakes on. Straighten it up. There we go. Go. Yeah. Well, Challenger does have issues with GPS guidance, at least in 17. I haven't tried GPS guidance in 19 yet. So I think what we're planning to do now is we'll finish fertilising this field, which is now 25% done. We'll bring... Where did I last leave the truck? Was it loading or unloading? I think the truck was unloading. So we'll take the truck back to the cow yard and get it reloading. And I'll probably call it a day at that point. And we can come back to this next week, wherein we should be doing at least one more fertilisation contract. And then we'll complete out the day and look to starting the harvest. And of course in Farm Sim 17 no worries about wasting the fertiliser because it's not mine and it doesn't get used up. Base game, this is a way to make money. In the seasons, you don't make money. I think the reward for this is probably going to be about £3,000. But it does reduce the cost of the field, although we've already done that now. This field, the farmer that owns this field likes us as much as he's going to like us and will give us the biggest discount when we decide to purchase the field. But my goal is to get the field fertilised to 3 stages without having to pay for any of the fertiliser. So this is actually a bonus. We're not paying for the fertiliser and we're getting paid to drive somebody else's tractor, and then we buy the field afterwards and reap the rewards of having fields that are 3 stages of fertilisation. Sadly, no plough. So the first thing we're going to have to do when we get this field and harvest it is to plough it. Not a problem, but it's another thing our plough is going to have to do this year. And I haven't kept track of how many fields are going to need to be ploughed and how many are going to need to be cultivated this year. Okay. Go. Turn. Come along here. Turn again. Straighten up. Put the Steering guidance back on, and we're back online. Not that one, that one. Well, and that's behind GPS. So we're not even halfway yet. Okay. Not seeing anything about the truck because its engine's not on, so you can't see what it's doing. Sad. That was something they added in Farm Sim 19. The PTO shafts actually vibrate, among other things. It's a heavy-looking tractor. Machine of the Year 2015. I don't know. Maybe I'll get one for my next farm. In general, I'm not a big fan of the tractors or the articulated tractors. I do prefer something like the Zerion, which is a four-wheel steer. Jeremy, good morning, and how are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. And the fertilizing contracts. Actually, it could even be good afternoon. Oh. That's the thing I don't like about Farm Sim 17 contracts, is you have to do them and to completion before you can go anywhere else and do anything else. Ben, good morning. Actually, no, it's just gone midday. It's 20 after midday, so it's technically afternoon. That's a Wheel of Fortune ding. Mrs. Osa has been playing with her phone alerts. I think been playing World of Warships all morning. At least I think that's what Twitch told me this morning when I looked at it. Binpin has been playing World of Warships since 20 minutes ago. Though maybe he took a nap. I am not going to get Red Dead Redemption 2. Although I think my PC is up to playing it. I've heard that it's got some very high spec requirements. But I'm not good at those games. It's all the hand-eye coordination thing. I can usually do role-playing games where it's not my dexterity that decides how well I do in the game, but it's the character's dexterity. All I have to direct is who's the primary target. You know, shoot this guy, do whatever. I think I played the entire Mass Effect series. The first one was a classic RPG where you went up levels and your character's skill affected how accurate you were at shooting stuff and what have you. By Mass Effect 3 it was getting very first-person shooter-ish and was quite a challenge for me to play. But I wanted to finish the story, so I played part 3. I did not bother with... is it Mass Effect Andromeda or whatever it was called? Because that really was... well... yes, it was a first-person shooter, but it was also terribly buggy at release. And I was a little bit wary anyway. But more recently my style is more the XCOM style games where you're directing units in combat. Okay, with any luck, this is... engage cruise control. This should be the last run. Might have to come back partially. Now the exceptions I tend to make are things like flying games. Because I do have a fairly natural reaction to piloting. At least atmospheric style piloting. So Elite Dangerous I have played in the past, and while it's technically a space game, if you keep the what is it, the dampers or the auto correction on, it flies like an aeroplane. I would probably enjoy Star Citizen, but I'm kind of not invested in that game right now. And I think it started development about the same time as Elite Dangerous, except Elite Dangerous got done and Star Citizen has been in alpha for a long time, and I'm not really into dumping money on a game that has promised features that may or may not happen in my lifetime. But it certainly looks like it's coming along some in more recent years. And okay, one more turn. Doing it that way helps. Okay, so So short way down here and we will be done with this field. And then we could buy it if we wanted to. Not sure what's... It looks like it might be soybeans. In which case it's not going to be ready to harvest till the end of fall anyway. Ding. There we go. So 3,500, yeah. Loads of money. Okay. Oh, and we're up to 2 million. Nice. 443. Back. So what is on that field? Oh no, that's a late crop of wheat. If you look at our crop of wheat, hi piggies. I mean, that's the state our crop of wheat's in, so that's almost ready to harvest, and that other one not even close. So another field I wanted to look at was this one. 36. So this is very cheap field. Definitely can afford, well, we can definitely afford all of them really. The third field I'm thinking is that one, which is an expensive field and it also full of sugar beets, and I'm not sure I want to harvest an expensive field of sugar beets. 10 hectares, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of work. Okay, where's the truck? Right there, and it's empty, so that would be why we're at £2 million. So we'll trundle this back to the yard. It's still only 7 o'clock in the morning, so lots of time today for work-ins. But animals have all been fed. We're going to need to fill up the fertilizer tender with fertilizer. It's so difficult with a long frame. Being able to haul a 59,000 litre trailer is definitely a benefit right now. Can't even remember if I leased this or bought it. If I was playing on console, I would have issues because that's an awful lot of bales. And that's not even a full yield harvest. That's, well, if you count the hay bales that are in the shed over there, that's a 66% yield harvest. I'm going to need to move this properly. Oh, I'm going to have to redo that because we're about to hit the bucket. Let's try and get the steering right. Come on. There we go. Engine off. Yeah, kind of figured that would be empty, so we grab that. All down to the end. So how full are we? We're at 277. So we have nearly emptied this thing. bunker. Okay, that's there. Okay, that's that engine off. I don't think I turned that one off. Okay, that's that engine off. Because belts have engines. Who knew? Yeah, I've not got that straight enough. I want to be careful of that bucket too, because if I knock that askew, I'll never get it out. Come on. Go back a little bit further. There, get it off the wall. So the other thing I forgot to do was gonna need the front loader bucket back on this. Seriously? Come on. We got that. Okay, lift it off the ground, then it won't disconnect. Okay, so that is done. Truck's loading. And that's all ready to fill with fertilizer when we buy it. And we'll do that next week. Also next week, back up. These fields should be ready to harvest. These are the corn and soy fields, so we won't be doing those anytime soon. Oh, that is close to harvest too. Oh, well. We will buy that field and harvest it. We will do the fertilization job and buy that and harvest that. Oh, that's mine. I'll harvest that one too. That's probably wheat. I'm undecided about 35. I would like to buy 35, but I really don't want a sugar beet harvest. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. We'll leave that decision for now. But those two still need fertilization. I would then consider which fields would I buy next. Probably that one and that one. And we would look to ploughing that during fall and then selling or fertilizing for the following year. Okay. Ooh, good pricing. We sold all our soybeans. Good pricing on canola. It's a bad time of year to sell cereals. Bad time of year to sell wool. Any of the equipment needs looked at. I think the harvester. Oh, yeah, harvester needs serviced. Maybe we'll do that now. One of the 900 Axions needs a service. The forage harvester needs a service within a couple of days, and the Valtra needs a service within a couple of days. Okay. We'll, since it needs a service, I'll do that now before I forget. Oh, we should probably turn the light off too. It's not night time anymore. There we go. So we'll stick that in the shed. Oh, that's not good. Let's try that again. Turn it away from the wall, and whoops. Now get out and run round and repair. Expensive. Okay, so that's that done. We've got nothing that needs to be serviced within a day. We have made 67,000 so far today, 200,000 on Tuesday, and almost a lot on yesterday. So we've been making a lot of money lately. Animals are all happy. Chickens need emptied. Quick egg collection mini game. Oh, missed some. So we've got to do the Valtra T for servicing, and also one of the Axions. I'm not sure which one. There's one egg to find. Give me a little shed like Lawfolds, the old stream farm. So much easier. Still didn't find it. Probably someone's sitting on it. Are you sitting on it? No. Oh well, that'll do, I guess. Anyway, I need to get out and do stuff, so I'm going to call it an end to the stream for now. No idea what I'm doing later today or tomorrow, but I will be back on Monday for definite with Farm Sim 19 Ungertheim, where we're doing a starting from scratch with seasons. So for now, everybody have a good weekend, and I'm out of here.